The city of Endopolis. Evening. Not that you could tell by looking, since the sky always looks the same. Halloween. Although, that doesn't look too different from any other day here either. Maybe if you replaced trick-or-treaters with panhandlers. It's hard to believe it's been exactly 1 year since Wednesday and I got stuck here on this criminal-infested rock. Believe me, I've tried to figure out how to go back. No dice. For now, we're just a couple of more freaks trying to make sense of this place. But forget that. If we don't get rent in this month, we'll be out on the street. Luckily, holidays whip up trouble like nothing else in this business. They stir the pot, wrench up old feuds, ignite new ones. People get in over their heads. That's where Smoke and Fire Investigations comes in, for a modest fee, of course. If we're lucky, maybe we'll be able to afford to keep the lights on around here. If not, well, speak of the devil. Hello, you've reached Smoke and Fire Investigations. This is Rem. How can I—
Relax. It's just me.
Wednesday? This had better be important. You're the one who left me here to answer phones while you went to meet with the client.
What? Did I interrupt your monologue? Sorry, buddy. But hey, it's business time.
Did she actually decide to hire us?
Well, yes, but there's a bit of a logistical issue here.
Please don't say it's the payment.
Thankfully, that's not it.
Then what's the problem?
It's the client. She's, well, I don't know for sure, but she looks to be from a cabaret on behalf of her boss.
And?
I just think she might be an employee of one of the city's major crime organizations, considering they practically own the vice business in the city.
Oh no, we're not getting involved with the Mafia. I'm too young to get chucked over city limits.
We don't have much room to be choosy here. Listen, if it makes you feel better, do some recon. You have some time before we get there. Maybe she's not from one of the nasty ones?
How am I supposed to figure that out?
Well, the Mafia around here try to keep off each other's toes in the city, so I'm willing to bet only one specializes in cabarets. The secretary's got a computer, right? Try asking her. The info should be in at least one of the databases. Maybe.
Easier said than done.
Great! I gotta go. Sorry, but if she pushes me for a straight answer, I'm taking the case.
Okay, but...
Hey, Rem. What is it? I'm a bit busy. The rent payment, maybe?
Well, that might be a little late this month.
Didn't you say that last month?
Please don't evict us.
Well, that's not for me to decide. I'm sure you'll figure it out. So, if that's not it, then what?
I need to look through the databases. It won't take long, so could I use your computer?
Sorry, working in official secretary business. Tell you what, if you can help me out, I may just forget to log off while I take my 15-minute break.
Come on, Margaret, please. The sooner I get this done, the sooner I can get that rent payment in.
Listen, I don't even want to be here right now, but someone broke into my filing cabinets and filched some documents. I'm stuck here until I can finish up the replacements. I'm sure it was Bernard over on the floor 9 west side. He was just complaining the other day about how his neighbor has a lower rate. Not to mention, the cleaning lady said she saw them lying on the floor of his office. He didn't even try to hide it.
Then why didn't the cleaning lady take them?
The $5 I slipped her wasn't enough, it seems. Listen, all you've got to do is slip into his office while he isn't in there.
I wouldn't have guessed. You just don't want to deal with Bernard.
Yeah, I don't. He's a huge pain. Here's the keys to his office, 9th floor, west side, end of the hall. You better not take anything else while you're in there.
Huh? Let me put you on hold for a second. What is it, Rem? How did you even get in here?
He probably won't just hand over the documents, will he? Margaret told me you might have something of hers. I'm here to pick it up.
Don't be ridiculous. You can't just come into my office and start taking things. I don't have time for this. In case you didn't notice, I'm on an important phone call.
I think the whole building's noticed. You realize the vents echo, right?
Well, at least I can actually afford an office with proper ventilation. If that was all, please leave. You reek of smoke and it's driving me insane.
Yes, you tend to smell like smoke when you're partially made of fire.
Not just smoke, wise guy. Nicotine. It must be on your clothes or something. I'm trying to quit.
I'm sorry, but I was certain that your penchant for disturbing other tenants here was only exceeded by your devotion to huffing down a pack a day. Am I wrong?
You are. But a certain lady friend of mine feels differently. Feels like a pair of silky stockings to a vagrant who ain't seen a decent sock for weeks. The point is, she's great, so I'm going cold turkey. Just threw out my last pack this morning. Now get out of my office.
You've such a way with words, Bernard. I'll let you know if I see any fishnets around here.
You get the documents yet?
Not yet.
Take your time.
This gives me an idea.
Hey, Bernard just stormed out of the door. He looked pretty mad. I assume you had something to do with that?
I'm pretty sure angry is his default mood. Anyways, I got the documents. Here. It wasn't easy. If this building had a fire code, I would have broken it, I think.
Yes. Everything seems to be here. Thanks. You just saved me a whole lot of trouble. Now I might actually be able to get you into a decent Halloween party. I hear Neon Society has a nice venue this year.
I'd say I envy you, but I couldn't stomach hours of dancing to tasteless music with Mafia goons. If you're going there, be careful.
Again with the Mafia thing? You know, I bet if you two would get over that already, you might actually make a decent living. Bernard doesn't have any trouble getting his rent in monthly.
Yeah, well, just watch to see who lives longer.
Anyways, a deal's a deal, I guess. Here's the machine. Just try not to make your snooping too obvious.
Thanks. Happy Halloween.
You too. Good luck on the case.
Rem! Great, you're already here.
You're back. Did the meeting go well?
As well as could be expected. The client's waiting outside. Come on, let's go! Here he is! The titular fire of Smoke and Fire Investigations. Rem, this is Vivian. She's contacting us on behalf of the client.
Charmed.
Likewise. Miss Vivian, if you don't mind me asking, the client works in a Beretta business, correct?
Right to the point, I see. Yes, that's right. He couldn't come to meet you in person, what with Halloween being a busy night and all. But he did mention that you two have worked on a case for him before?
I'd probably be able to recall if you just tell us who exactly we're dealing with here.
You'll meet him soon, don't worry. That is, if you've decided to take the case.
Nice to see my partner waited on answering that. Well... Yes. Okay, we'll take your case.
Fantastic. Come on, hop in the taxi. Let's get this done. Just give me one moment to clear you guys with the bouncers. They're the type to pummel first and ask questions later, so wait out here, okay?
Are you still worried?
Yes. Our track record with these types of goons isn't exactly stellar.
Come on, Rem. Aren't you supposed to be hard-boiled and fearless? Then then I guess boiling a pumpkin would just make it mushy.
Well, maybe we'll know for sure if this little venture goes poorly.
Nah, it'd be too expensive to boil us. I'd go with a precipitous drop into the abyss.
You know, gallows humor isn't very encouraging when we're about to stroll into a pit of executioners.
Come on! Look at that sign! Doesn't it just scream opportunity?
I just wish we didn't have to stoop to eating crumbs off the Mafia's table.
I don't necessarily like it either, you know. But fortune favors the bold, right? Just go in there and handle the questioning. If anyone tries to give you a hard time, I'll give them a taste of hot lead.
Well, hopefully it won't come to that.
Okay, you guys can come in now.
Let's give him hell, right?
With pleasure.
Manager Biro! The PIs are here. Do you want me to tell them, or...?
No, just go get ready for the show. Keep an eye on Irene, too.
You got it. Good luck, you two.
Rem and Wednesday. I can't say I'm glad to have to ask for your help again. Welcome to the Diamond in the Rough Cabaret Club.
So, you're the one who hired us. I'm surprised, honestly. No more grocery store, eh?
No, it just wasn't putting food on the table anymore. I don't regret it much.
Wednesday's right. I'm surprised you managed to climb the ladder so quickly. Can't say I'd be eager to do the same, especially with the Mafia.
Well, once my wife left, I didn't have much holding me back. This isn't so different from running the store. Business is business. Anyways, here's the gist of it. One of my best performers had her dressing room broken into yesterday during the last show of the night. Jewelry, gone. Nothing else though. I want you two to figure out who did it and scare into them the sense not to do it again. That's not all though. Honestly, I would be having such a headache over this if it wasn't Halloween. I need this taken care of quick, and I need to make sure that it doesn't get in the way of me making a mint. You may think this place is just some dirty dinner and show, but honestly it's a classy joint. You gotta have connections to get in here. And the girls don't fool around like you're thinking. Not on company time anyway. Our patrons are about as affluent as they are eclectic. Also, they don't like being looked at too closely. They know all the best PIs, as well as most of the decent ones. That's why I picked you two. Nobody worth something in Endopolis knows who you are. So keep it that way. There's not a lot of people here this early in the night. Word will get around fast if any of them catch wind of an investigation. That makes them uneasy. And when they're uneasy, they're more liable to keep a tight grip on their pocketbooks. If they even bother to stick around. Overall, it's pretty cut and dry. Lay low, figure out who filched Irene's stuff, and we can put this to rest nice and easy. No need for my boss to know.
Hold it. You're hiding this from your boss. The mob boss. The mob boss of the Beretta family. That mob boss?
You're skipping a few links in the chain there, girlie. Relax. Most of the time he doesn't want to know what goes on in here anyways. Long as I turn a profit and keep the girls happy, he lets me run it as I please. Good numbers and goodwill might as well be synonyms in the Beretta family.
So any ideas or leads you'd like us to look into first?
Honestly, I already have my suspicions on who it was. The kind of person, anyways. Irene's a popular girl. Some fans idolize her. A lonely mobster with too much cash and too few scruples, maybe?
Okay, noted. In that case, I'll look into regulars first. So let's just be clear here. You want us to find the guy who did it and do some friendly convincing for you?
Honestly, as long as I can be guaranteed it won't happen again, I don't care what you do to him. If you can prove it was just a one-off, then you're free to go. I want this taken care of quick, one way or another.
I'll get right on it.
That's the spirit. I've already let the girls know you're coming, so just try not to be too obvious around our big spenders. I wish I could stick around, but I've got some business to attend to before the holiday rush shows up. I'll be back after the first performance, so hopefully you'll have something for me by then.
Huh. Wouldn't have thought we'd see Biro again. He's a bit lacking in the moral fiber compartment, but beggars can't be choosers. Come on. Let's start by asking for info on the incident.
Hey, lady and gent. Here to solve our little caper, I assume.
Something like that. Do people often forget to pick up their things when they leave?
Oh, you mean the coats? Nah, tailoring is so expensive here, you know? Or, maybe you don't, sorry.
See? I told you that coat's too big.
Oh, wait, now that you mention it, I guess it does happen once a few weeks or so. Usually it just means the customers had too many, or forgot their coat ticket, or what have you. And guess what? It actually did happen last night.
Really? What did they leave behind?
Hang on, I'll go grab it. Here it is, standard issue trench coat. A little cheap, but it looks custom. Ticket number 34.
Do you remember who dropped it off?
Sorry, pal, not remembering the specifics of comings and goings is part of my job. Customers get antsy if we keep records. That's part of the reason we started using membership pins.
If you don't mind, could I have it? Or at least take a look?
Wait, do you think the owner of this coat is the one who jacked Irene's jewelry?
Can't say for sure yet, but it's possible. At this point, any evidence is better than nothing.
Ugh, gosh, I wish I could just hand this over. But, I mean, what if it isn't the guy's? And then what if the customer who owns it wants it back?
Well, I can see your point. Getting in hot water with a mafioso is about the worst thing that can happen in a city like this.
So what would it take for us to get the coat?
I might be able to let you guys take a look at it. Okay, if it doesn't get claimed by the end of the night, I'll let you borrow it. Keyword, borrow. Please, please bring it back.
Thank you so much.
No problem. Just keep it a secret from Bureau, okay? He'd rake right over the coals and feed my charred corpse to his big bad Beretta bosses if he found out.
Smoke and fire. You guys are good to go. This door leads to the dressing rooms.
Excuse me, are you Irene?
Yes, that's me. What are you doing in the dressing rooms?
Bureau hired us to investigate your burglar trouble.
I'm sorry, we may have overstepped our bounds here. Would you rather talk outside?
No, you're fine. This isn't my room anyways. Bureau won't let me in there since the window's broken, but then he doesn't want me out talking to customers either. This is all very unnecessary. So, who are you two exactly?
Smoke and Fire Investigations. My name is Rem, and hers is Wednesday.
Charmed.
Well, nice to meet you two. Sorry for all this trouble.
Here, let me get that for you.
Thanks. So, you wanted to ask about what happened last night, right?
I would. Now that you're comfortable, let's start with the basics. Could you tell us what happened last night from your perspective?
Well, everything was just fine up until it happened. In fact, it was better than fine. The customers were mild, nobody had harassed me all night, and Vivi and I were on stage together for the last performance. Then, just as we got to the good part, we heard somebody shrieking upstairs. My jewelry box was gone, and the thief had somehow escaped through the window. Honestly, it's not such a big deal. I don't wear much jewelry aside from these. And they're actually part of my form. I begged Bureau to let the whole thing go, but he wasn't having it. And so, now I'm stuck back here all night, and you two have to put up with his undoubtedly unreasonable demands. Sorry about that.
Are you kidding? We appreciate the business. And more importantly, the
What my partner means to say is, don't apologize. We'll get this mess out of your hair as soon as possible. So, to get right to the point, any idea who'd want to steal a box of unloved jewelry from you?
I'm sure you've already heard about our peculiar brand of customer loyalty. It's embarrassing to say, but there's no shortage of fans who'd want something I wore.
So, nobody in particular stood out yesterday?
I don't spend much time roaming the floor waitressing like the others, so I couldn't say.
Interesting. You don't interact as much with the customers?
Yeah. Bureau puts me and Vivian on less shifts since we have to rehearse. Not that you can tell with Vivi, though. She goes out onto the floor whether it's time to practice or not. A real people person, you know?
Could you tell me what exactly was in the jewelry box? Any particularly unique pieces?
That was mostly generic stuff. I suppose there are a few with distinguishing features. The first is a shimmery brooch with a red gem cut in the shape of a heart. The second is a hairpin with a silver rose. The third is a tiny bottle with a dried flower inside, strung up as a pendant.
A real flower? Was it a blue dandelion?
No, a poppy. That was the most expensive piece, of course.
And that one piece was probably worth more than the rest of the box combined.
But still, I can't imagine anybody who's rich and powerful enough to be regular with Diamond would be desperate enough to steal for the cash. Didn't you just say you don't wear jewelry?
What? Oh, that. Sorry for all that I keep that on. It might as well be attached. It's an old family heirloom. I guess technically it's my most valuable piece.
It's pretty, but what's so special about it? Sentimental value?
You could say that. Normally it gets passed down to the sons, but my parents didn't have any. After my mother passed on, it became mine.
Oh, sorry for your loss. And bringing it up.
Thank you. These things seem to be getting more and more common.
Wait, if it gets passed down to the boys, why did your mother have it?
Well, normally it gets used as an engagement ring, so it goes from the son to the fiancé. I'd die before putting myself through the drudgery of matrimony, though, so I doubt I'll use it like that.
And that's the only piece you have left?
I don't know. Maybe an odd bitter bob fell on the floor. You can check the dressing room, but watch out for broken glass.
Can you think of anything else that might be helpful to the case?
I wish I could, but I wasn't even there when it happened. Two of the other girls saw it, though. Anita and Ray. Maybe try asking them?
Thank you for your cooperation. We'll try to get this sorted as soon as possible.
It was no trouble. Just a welcome reprieve from standing around back here doing nothing. Good luck.
Well, here it is. The scene of the crime. Let's investigate.
What do you think we've been doing all this time? Looks like this is where they escaped.
No shards inside. Not surprising. No way for them to get in through there.
It's really impossible to tell if it was messy like this to begin with, or if the thief rummaged through here.
Well, these girls don't seem to be the neatest bunch. I bet on the former.
No? What's this? This must be where the jewelry box was before the thief grabbed it.
Nothing else is out of place at all. The guy was really neat and careful about it. Maybe the guy tossed some trash?
No such luck. It's all just empty cosmetics. The clothes look untouched.
Hey, look at these boots. You think they mind if I...
We're here to stop a thief, not take more.
When I'm rich, I'll definitely buy a vanity like these.
What for?
A beautiful face needs a beautiful place.
Is that even a real idiom? Also, I'm pretty sure I've never seen you wear makeup or anything like that.
I said I'd buy it, but I thought you'd probably be the one to use it.
Was that a backhanded compliment or just an insult?
I didn't think that much about it.
Well, regardless, on this vanity, there's nothing of note.
Happy Halloween! Can I help you too? You're here so early. Let me escort you to some nice seats.
No, we're actually here on the behest of Bureau. Are you one of the performers here?
Oh, thank goodness, that's actually getting settled. Yes, I work here. My name's Anita.
Nice to meet you, Anita. My name's Rem, and this is my associate Wednesday.
Hello. Miss, are you aware of the incident that happened yesterday?
Yeah, I was right there when it happened. Scared the dickens out of me and Ray.
Wait, so you're a witness? Wonderful!
That must have been shocking. Could you tell us exactly what happened?
Well, me and Ray were heading upstairs to have a smoke in the dressing room. We were laughing, having a good time, when all of a sudden, we heard the window break into the other room. It's a good thing the walls are so thin, or we might not have noticed. Anyways, me and her were pretty spooked, thought somebody chucked a brick through the window. When we got in, the guy had already bounced right out the second floor. I thought he may be crazy, but then I looked out and there was no body. Some blood maybe, but not much. You don't just walk away from a fall like that, so I was real confused. Oh, and before all that, I started screaming bloody murder, so everyone came running up. Burrow was real riled up. I mean really riled up. Demanded that we shut down the place for the night and make sure that none of the guests knew what was going on. Not sure how successful that was, though. The rest of us weren't exactly pictures of serenity, but I'd never seen the guy panic so much. I know the Berettas are a scary bunch, but aren't things like this to be expected in this line of work? I guess his inexperience is showing.
Interesting. Isn't the backstage usually guarded by a bouncer?
Usually it is. I don't exactly remember the details, but maybe he left his post for some reason?
Who was on shift for that position?
I don't know too much about the bouncers. Don't talk to them much. Honestly, I don't remember.
Can you tell us anything about the perp?
Sorry, but no. Ray might have, but I haven't seen her all evening. Poor thing's a barrel of nerves. She's going to miss out on all the good tippers if she stays outside smoking all night. Hey, if you see her, tell her to come inside, will you? Good old Anita will keep her safe.
Where is Ray?
You know, it's strange. I haven't seen much of her this evening. Not that I blame her. The poor girl was so shaken. Maybe she went home?
You know what's funny? Even though everyone looks weird here, I can still tell that this place's girls are top notch.
You're already drunk, aren't you? Never mind him. He can't hold his liquor, so he gets like this sometimes.
I'm tipsy at best. But really, how is it that I can tell the difference? I mean, look at this pumpkin guy. If he was one of the ladies, all that would change would be the way I look at him.
Excuse me?
That may well be true. That's the city's perception phenomenon, I guess. I think I read about it once.
That's so. Sounds like something I'd be interested in. Are you two regular patrons here?
Yes.
Huh? I ain't seen yous around, and I've been here a long time.
Well, we usually just slip in and out. We, do deliveries here, so I wouldn't be surprised if you haven't seen us.
I see. Well, a toast to you two, helping to keep this place in business then. You're doing God's work, kids. You think you might be able to get me a little souvenir from backstage?
Cello, please, try to at least have an ounce of class.
I've got more class in my stamen than you got in your bulbous head, Higgins.
So, you've been coming here a while, Cello?
That's right. I know this place like the back of my hand. Well, stand.
The clientele here seem pretty fond of these performers.
Oh yeah, Vivian's my personal favorite. Have you seen her?
He's been going on about her all night. Vivi this, Vivi that. Give it a rest, Cello.
You're a pretty big Vivian fan then?
Yep. I keep her autograph in my wallet and everything. She's quite the peach.
You might want to be careful. I heard someone try to pinch some of her jewelry. That was the commotion my friend here was talking about.
What? Let me at him! I'll make mincemeat out of him!
No need. My friend here was clearly misinformed. Don't tell anyone, but it was Irene's stuff that got pinched.
Ah, good, good. You an Irene man? Not bad taste, I suppose.
Maybe I am. Any other Irene men around here? I like to settle a score with the guy who caused this issue, if you know what I mean.
Ah, I feel ya. But nothing personal, I ain't no snitch.
So you do know.
Well, a guy can have his suspicions. But loose lips are asking for trouble around here, you know? Listen, I understand if you want to help out your girl Irene. I really do. But, well, I ain't no info broker. Sorry.
Hey, anything I can help you with? Hopefully the customers aren't giving you too much trouble.
Vivian, one of your fans is being a bit tight-lipped. Anything you can do to maybe help us out?
Oh, that must be old Cello. I'll bet he brought a friend too, right? He shows up first most nights. The type that likes to get drunk quick and early. Let's see what I can do. Cello, a pleasure to see you here. Again. It's been what, 18 hours?
Ah, Vivi! I was just telling these folks about your performances. Are you waitressing tonight too? I'll take another cognac. Make sure it's the amber stuff.
Unfortunately, I'm not. I have to fill in for my dearest friend Irene on stage. Looks like I'll be going solo tonight unless... well, I won't bother you with it. But it's just heartbreaking that we won't get to perform our special Halloween number together.
Oh, please! Troubles from a fine girl like you are no, trouble. The business with Irene certainly is unfortunate.
You're so kind, Cello. Yes, the culprit broke into our shared dressing room, and now I scarcely feel safe anymore. Who's to say this won't give others some ideas? I swear, the only way I'll get some peace of mind is if somebody catches the sorry lout and makes a good example out of him.
Yes. Well, that would certainly be wonderful.
Looks like she could play cello like a cello?
Why?
Cello, I never ask you to go out on a limb for my sake, but please, if you have any information whatsoever on who it could have been, I would be so grateful.
Oh, Vivi, that's plain dirty and you know it. Don't look at me like that. Okay, you didn't hear this from me, but I may have witnessed a particular mafioso behaving a bit suspiciously yesterday. A guy with a stitchy bag for a head. He goes by the name Magpie. He's a big fan of Irene's. Me and him would get into bouts over which of yous has the loveliest singing voice. I mean, you're easy to defend, so I always won. But he was always a good sport about it until yesterday. He must have heard something to set him off, because all of a sudden he looked like some hollow shell of a man. You could have insulted his own mother, much less Irene, and he'd just stare right past you. He was stringing up a storm, too. A man in that kind of state? Well, it don't take a genius to see he was a powder keg. I'm not saying it was him, I'm just stating facts. You got that? Just a drunk, sitting here, muttering some facts. If one of your detective friends happens to hear of it, well, I ain't taking responsibility for what happens.
Cello, you're the best. Thank you so, so much.
Yeah, don't mention it, Vivi. Seriously, don't. I know you're concerned, but sticking your ears in places they don't belong is a quick ticket to a slit throat. Be careful, please.
Well, we've got a name now. That's progress.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Vivian. This should be useful.
Hey, just finish this nasty business up and we'll call it even.
I wonder what it is that set Magpie off, though. I mean, he must have heard or seen something pretty bad to wind up numb like that.
Well, it could have been something to do with his work. Who can say? Someone around here might know, though.
Excuse me, were you working here yesterday evening?
I may have been.
Did you observe any strange guests that night?
Perhaps.
Not the talkative type. Maybe you should let me have a go at this one.
No gunplay, Wednesday.
I'm offended! There's more to me than a trigger finger, you know. Hey, pal. How's it going? Listen, Your boss bureau really wants info on last night's events. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I understand that only a couple of toothy crackpot detectives would bother trying such an ill-conceived interrogation method.
This isn't an interrogation. We're just trying to help Irene. The poor girl's scared stiff.
I'm just here for the paycheck, so scram!
Well, okay, Mr. Businessman, but if you're really just in it for the cash, there's no reason to clam up. I'm sure Mr. Beer would be overjoyed if you spilled. Unless...
Are you implying something? I hope you're not foolish enough to actually try threatening me.
Of course not, silly. There are two possible routes to your coy behavior. One, you're, connected to the theft. I don't much like that one. Two, you're taking one for the team and covering for a buddy.
You missed one. Maybe I'm just naturally tight-lipped and refuse to be strong-armed by a talking marshmallow.
Nah, I gave you the benefit of the doubt and ruled out the possibility that you're a jerk or an idiot. Listen, if you let go of any scraps of information you're clutching onto, we won't tell Bureau who slacked off on your shift. I don't need names, I need answers.
How could those answers possibly help you? Listen, lady, you don't want to know.
Oh, but I do. Was it premeditated? Were they alone? Did the bouncer even see him in the first place?
They were drugged.
Drugged?
They were drugged by a drink that a girl brought. An anonymous patron ordered it and sent it to him. It's not the girl's fault. She'd feel awful if she knew a customer slipped it in.
Can I ask for a source?
I swear it wasn't me. Not that my word counts for much. I did cover for him, though. He and the girl don't deserve to be fired over something like this. And I'm sure Irene would agree.
Neither of them saw who it was?
Yes. Satisfied now?
Very. I knew you weren't so bad. That's all I needed to know.
Hey, anything I can help you with? Hopefully the customers aren't giving you too much trouble.
Yes, absolutely. You've been here for a while, right?
Since the place opened up a while back, yeah. I hopped on right after Irene.
If you don't mind, could you tell me what you and Irene and the other girls do here?
You sound suspicious. If you're wondering, there really isn't any hanky-panky going on. Not on Company Dime, at least. The Diamond isn't the Beretta's biggest cabaret operation, but we try to be the classiest. Me and the rest cover both stage shows and waitressing.
Stage shows?
Nothing dirty. Unless you're enough of a prude that a low neckline sends you running to a priest or something. Just singing, dancing, and the occasional play. Irene's a natural with everything on stage, but I usually have to sit out the ladder. I'm a terrible actor.
Speaking of Irene, any ideas on who would be interested in stealing her jewelry?
Oh, too many people to count. Well, maybe not quite that many. Let's just say there's quite a few.
Really? Was it particularly expensive?
From what I could tell, it wasn't exactly cheap. But I doubt that's what the guy was really after.
Why is that? There's plenty of desperate people in Endopolis.
Yeah, I've seen desperate. And I know even when you're desperate, you don't go robbing a place with security like this. Messing around with people like us. You'll see. Once this place gets hopping, it'll be filled with mafiosos from the Beretta family and others, on hire and in the audience. You could get trinkets worth the same coin for much less risk if you turned your efforts just about anywhere else.
Well, if not for the monetary value, then why?
My guess? A customer wanted to be a little closer to his beloved Irene.
A crime of passion!
More like a crime of one-sided obsession, but yeah, pretty much.
Did Irene have any particularly unstable fans?
It's hard to tell with these guys. A guy can seem real nice and quiet-like, gentlemanly even. And then you look in his basement and you see a blood shrine to his lady of choice. Don't ask me how I know that. If I had to guess, well, I'd look into some of the highbrow mafiosos. They think they can do whatever they want to working-class people.
You're telling us to accuse high-level dons? Might as well just sign my death warrant now.
Don't be so dramatic. Trust me, if your accusation happens to be right, it won't matter if the guy's a consigliere or a grunt. He'll be over city limits as soon as you prove it to the boss.
He cares about this place that much?
Well, it makes sense for a guy whose business hinges on us. He takes this stuff seriously. I've seen it.
Well, this has been helpful. Thank you.
Don't hesitate to ask me for anything else. I want my dressing room back.
It's time for our warm-up show! Ladies, gents, and others, please welcome the lovely Vivian and her backups, Lola and Anita!
We should probably hold off on disturbing the customers during the show.
Happy Halloween, everyone! You know, it's strange to be celebrating a holiday like this when you might as well be in costume all the time around here. I know nobody likes to talk much about the old days, but tonight I found myself getting nostalgic. Then I thought about how this is an opportunity to celebrate this weird city. A second chance is a second chance, right? So this song goes out to anyone who missed home. Let's make our time in Endopolis better than the good old days.
Did you ever tell him how you wound up in that chair? Did you sneak in the lair while the king wasn't there? Did you make him all aware? Sometimes life isn't fair when you slaughtered the air, though he asked to be spared. Did you make him think that God had something on his mind? Did you make a design that went outside the lines? For when danger shows a sign and you leave me to die, I'll rehearse all my lines just one more time. What else can I say? Could have been enough. The way things go, are you so surprised? Do you get past? Had us hypnotized? Did you still love it when he blew that lid? Well, rumor has it that the concubine did. How can disaster seem so divine? Why am I waiting on that fortune? Reaching the ground, but everything's fine. 'Cause every mistake you make is mine. All your fears, now here we go. They ask who's calling, who wants to know. You're the man who's not quite right in the head. Are you sure you need me to call the cops instead? Doctor, don't lock him in an institution. You want won't care, there's only one solution. Teach your man life isn't fair. Everybody knows, but no one cares.
What? That sounded like...
Weren't the spooky sound effects supposed to start later?
Yeah, sorry folks, technical difficulties.
Come on! That sounded like it came from upstairs.
Irene? Irene?
She's just gone.
She's...
They're long gone. Signs of a struggle, but there isn't enough blood for anyone to be seriously injured. Assuming the kidnapper had a plan before he took a leap out the window.
Is there any evidence? Anything at all?
Doesn't look like it. Just some debris.
That's impossible. All the customers were watching the show. She was the only one back here. Also, Biro's back. He wanted to meet you two in the lobby.
Are you sure we should leave the crime scene?
If they're already out of the building, there's not much here that will do any good. We'll bring Biro up to speed, and then decide how to proceed.
What?
It's true, sir. It looks like she was taken.
I can't... This is... It's all there. Oh my god, I'll be... Okay. I can fix this. Vivian, entertain the guests.
Right away, sir.
You two, come with me.
What? Where?
I'm going to explain this to my boss. He'll take care of this.
What do we have to be there for?
You've been gathering information all evening, right? Or have you just been loafing around like a couple of incompetent knuckle-draggers?
So what if we have? This wasn't part of the deal.
Yeah, well, Irene getting hauled off by some psychopath wasn't part of the deal either! Listen, it'll just be quicker if you two tell him the details firsthand. Just tell him what you know and I'll give you your payment, okay? The sooner we get competent PIs on this, the better. Do you really want Irene to suffer more for your ineptitude than she already has?
Yeah, thinly veiled insults really make me feel cooperative.
What if I go and Rem stays here?
No. If you go, I'm coming with you.
Then we're all in agreement. Come on, it's a cab outside.
I have a bad feeling about this.
Me too. But we need this scratch or we won't make our payment this month. Plus, I feel like I owe it to Irene to at least help a little.
Always a sucker for a dame, even if she's a Mafia goon. You bleeding heart.
Let's just go.
Oh wait! While everyone's gone, let's grab that coat the front desk girl was talking about.
Are you two coming or not?
Just a second.
Wow! Fancy place. This is the Berettas?
Yes, so don't touch anything. Come on. Boss?
Biro, I trust you had a good reason to drag these two buffoons in here?
Oh yes, I did. There's just a few issues at the Diamonds, if you'd let me explain. Sir.
Get on with it.
Yes. Well, you see.
Spit it out. You're gonna give me a damn heart attack.
Well, yesterday evening, there was a small incident in the dressing rooms. Miss Irene, a few baubles went missing. Now, I didn't want to trouble you with something so trivial.
I see.
So, I decided to take care of things by hiring a few PIs. Small fry, to make sure no customers would recognize him. Anyways, I had a few preparations to attend to for Halloween, and thus left them to their devices to figure out the little caper. But when I got back, I just couldn't believe the sheer incompetence.
Oh no.
Right out from under their noses, the diamond was... Irene was...
Yes?
She was taken away, sir. Sir?
You! I trust you with one thing! The only thing that really...
Boss, please, it was their fault, I swear! They told me they can handle this. I was a fool for trusting to...
You were a fool for thinking you could talk your way out of this with some silver tongue. But please, go on about how you let my daughter get hauled off by some lunatic.
Daughter?
Yes, my daughter. Say goodnight, Biro. It's the last night you're going to enjoy here in Dendopolis. And as for you two...
Wait a second. We have information. Just let us tell you everything and...
No need. You've already proven yourselves useless. So... just...
This is bad.
Wait! Hold on a second. We'll get her back.
Excuse me?
We've already got a lead. If you just give us one night, we'll have this whole thing sorted out. You'll have Irene. You'll have your daughter back. Nobody has to get hurt tonight.
one night.
Hire other PIs if you want. We'll get her back here first. Guaranteed.
No payment necessary.
Fine. What the hell? I doubt you can cause any more damage than you already have. But listen here. If Irene isn't delivered here personally by morning, you two will have the whole Beretta family to contend with. You'll be taking a long walk out city limits if you're not too dense to catch my meaning. Now get out of my sight. I need to make some phone calls.